there, I'm Sarah Getz, and I'm excited to bring you this webinar, The Parent's Guide to Ending Teen Anxiety and Depression Quickly Without Hours at the Therapist's Office. So in this webinar, you're going to learn my 3-step approach to ending teen anxiety and depression without medications or hours at the therapist's office. This is for you if your child has been diagnosed with anxiety or depression, or they have symptoms of anxiety or depression. You have noticed that they have emotionally and verbally pulled away from you and have been spending more time alone. You are worried about them, yet feel like therapy hasn't been effective and you don't know how to help them. I promise to you, in this webinar, you will learn the 3-step approach to ending teen anxiety and depression without medications or hours at the therapist's office. There are hidden causes of anxiety and depression that therapists won't be able to detect during the therapy session. Set your child up for success before they enter the real world and are out on their own. Are there days where your child doesn't talk to anyone in the family and spends most of the day in their room? Is your child resistant to therapy, or do you question whether it's the right approach? Have you tried several options, including traditional one-on-one therapy or medications that haven't been effective? It's not your fault. The real problem is that the causes of anxiety and depression continue to grow, and that foods can cause symptoms of anxiety and depression. Chemicals that we intake in our foods can cause symptoms of anxiety and depression. Traditional talk therapy requires months or years of treatment and doesn't give long-lasting results. Talk therapy manages symptoms, but they don't treat the underlying causes of anxiety and depression. Here's why I say that. Talk therapy takes months or years to be somewhat effective and only manages symptoms. And therapists then go for the aid of medications, but medications have numerous side effects that your child will have to endure now and in the future, as we don't know the side effects long term. Some people are lifelong therapy patients. While coping skills are nice to have, they don't address the underlying causes of anxiety and depression. For many people, therapy becomes a part of life because therapists treat the symptoms, therefore only helping their patients manage their symptoms rather than treating the real reasons for anxiety and depression. The good news, I figured out a more effective way to treat teen anxiety and depression, and I'll walk you through it in this webinar. I've helped thousands of teens and their families as they work to overcome anxiety and depression while reconnecting and creating a strong, healthy relationship. With my 3-step approach to end teen anxiety and depression without medications or hours at the therapist's office, you will help your child eliminate symptoms of anxiety and depression holistically while establishing a strong foundation for a lifelong healthy relationship with them. The best part is that you don't have to take time off of work and your child doesn't have to miss school to get help. Even if you make small changes to your child's everyday life, you will notice their mood improve, self-esteem and self-worth rise, and they will have a more steady and stable behavior. You don't have to endlessly research everything there is to know about the causes of anxiety and depression to help your child. And the only reason I can share this with you is because I've been through this. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm Sarah Getz, and I'm most notably recognized for helping teens and their families reach their goals of happiness and contentment while setting the foundation for a closer relationship. I've also been on the receiving end of anxiety and depression, so I've taken my personal experience and the feedback from my patients to create a holistic therapeutic approach that has helped many struggling teens and their families. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I also have an addiction counseling certification. I have 10 years of experience working with kids and their families across settings. Even though I'm now a sought-after expert in this area, I want you to know that things certainly weren't always this way. Let me show you what I mean. In high school, I felt alone, yet isolated myself due to the overwhelming symptoms of anxiety and depression. I had limited support from those who didn't know how to help me or didn't want to. In college, when I was at my lowest point, I sought help, and with a variety of medications, I occasionally felt improvement. However, when symptoms of anxiety and depression kept coming back, I was extremely frustrated. After fighting symptoms of anxiety and depression for nearly 20 years, I decided to start looking outside the box. I was confused and frustrated that the therapeutic approaches that I spent years studying weren't helping myself or my patients on a consistent basis. I became committed to learning all of the causes of anxiety and depression and have been determined to help each patient overcome symptoms of anxiety and depression holistically for good. The discovery: in treating your child's symptoms of anxiety and depression holistically, the longevity of effectiveness is greatly increased. I've been able to transform my therapy sessions from problem-saturated to focusing on patient strengths, solutions, and weekly wins. I get to work with patients and watch them transform their entire life so they feel great mentally and physically. Imagine how great it will feel when you have your child back from the grips of anxiety and depression and they are happy and engaging with family and friends again. Effectively treating anxiety and depression goes beyond the therapy session. Limits of talk therapy. Talk therapy only works to change one part of the individual, leaving several parts of the person untreated. This can limit therapy effectiveness and also increase the chances that symptoms of anxiety and depression will return. 3 discoveries to overcoming anxiety and depression symptoms holistically. Discovery number 1: healing the whole self has been proven to give faster, more effective, and longer lasting results for mental health. Children's Hospital of Orange County agree with parents that mental and physical health are intertwined and that a holistic health plan is the most effective for a long-term health. Discovery number 2: communication between parents and teens predicts treatment benefits for anxiety and depression. Discovery number 3: there are hidden causes of anxiety and depression that can't be detected or discussed in the traditional talk therapy sessions, such as certain foods. For example, soy is a big cause of anxiety and depression because it disrupts normal hormonal function and causes inflammation in the lymph nodes. Largely due to the fact that it's genetically modified, it disrupts serotonin and dopamine released as well as the amount of cortisol, the stress hormone that is released, and how our bodies handle it, causing an increase in stress, anxiety, and sadness, and also feelings of being overwhelmed, fatigued, and tired. My patients have made dramatic transformations in eliminating symptoms through a holistic, natural therapy approach. My 3-step approach to ending teen anxiety and depression without medications or hours at the therapist's office. So the first step is to identify traditional causes of anxiety and depression. And then we're going to look at current hidden causes of anxiety and depression in teens. So our food intake has greatly changed over the last 10 or 20 years. The hidden causes of anxiety and depression keep changing, which is why therapists don't tend to look at, foods or supplements, vitamins that we're taking. So we can identify all of that in my 3-step approach. And then we look to restore balance to the entire body, giving us that holistic approach. So this will help your child's physical, mental, and emotional health. And this will bring us to the holistic transformation. The entire body is transformed mentally, physically, and emotionally. So I have here a case study from Megan, who was 16 when she gave me this. I was depressed for so long and had been in and out of the PHP program at the hospital. I didn't see a way out. Your therapy wasn't like the others. I wasn't being forced to fit into a therapy box by a therapist using old methods. Thank you so much for helping me. Ben said that no one in his family has gone to therapy, so he was skeptical, but it was really nice to be able to learn about himself in so many areas. My approach didn't just cover mental health, which was nice for him. Haley said that I never thought that I could feel the way that I used to again. Your suggestions in therapy seemed like a stretch because my relationship with my friends and family were so bad, but sticking to the treatment plan and weekly goals really helped me to overall feel better while mending the relationships that I thought were gone forever. And this is from a mom of one of my patients. I never thought we could help our son the way that we did. I thought that we had to do what everyone else did with their kids, which was take him to therapy once a week, which didn't work, and then eventually enroll him in an IOP PHP program. It felt like it was out of our hands and we were just sitting around watching. But your approach to therapy was refreshing, and we, along with our son, felt like we were in charge of our life again. His mood and stability has improved, and our relationship with him is better now than it has been in years. You're here because you want to learn how to help your child. And now you know that by eliminating the hidden causes of your child's anxiety and depression naturally and holistically, the longevity of effectiveness is increased. So I've shown you why effectively treating anxiety and depression goes beyond the therapy session. And we've seen that the old way of doing things simply isn't effective long term. The only smart way to move forward is by taking a holistic therapeutic approach, which focuses on revealing hidden causes that could be impacting your child's emotional and physical health. You can do this, and we can do this together. Your brighter future is within your grasp. Just imagine how great it will feel when you finally no longer have to worry about your child's anxiety and depression. Imagine how good it feels when you know that you did everything in your power to help them. And if you'd like me to help you do this, then I'd be delighted. Because there's one thing I know for sure. You cannot do this on your own. There are hidden causes of anxiety and depression, and unless you know what to look for, it's like throwing arrows at a dartboard in the dark. I've done the research for you and have a decade of experience working with teens and their parents. So here's exactly how I can help you. I have set aside time in the next 48 hours to speak with you personally about how you can apply these strategies into your life starting today. On this call, we'll put together a specific game plan for your specific situation. So if you want to make a plan to help your child, and if you want to be more in charge of making positive, lifelong changes to your child's overall health as well as your own, and if you want to do it all without spending hours, weeks, or months at the therapist's office treating only half the problem, then this is for you. Here's exactly how we'll do this together. First, we'll schedule a phone call to discuss your situation. Then we'll set a game plan. And finally, we'll go over any questions, concerns, and goals that you have for your child and your family. The best part is that this call is absolutely free. But before we go any further, you need to know that this probably isn't for everyone. This is for you if you want to learn about the hidden causes of your child's anxiety and depression. You are committed to helping your child grow and make changes to their life that will help them for years to come. You want to invest in helping your child to overcome anxiety and depression symptoms. You want to positively transform your relationship with your child, and you want an effective way to help your child eliminate symptoms that doesn't involve endless hours of talk therapy or harsh side effects of medications. So if you're interested in talking with me and making a game plan for change, here's what to do next. Go to bookcallwithsarah.com and pick a time to talk to me that will work best for your schedule. Time is of the essence. You now have two choices. You can keep doing what you've been doing, Or you can schedule an appointment to talk with me and set up a game plan for an effective course of action for your child and your family. You've watched this entire webinar and you know you're simply not getting the results you want to on your own. So take advantage of this opportunity now. Simply click the link below or go to bookcallwithsarah.com and we'll do this together.